What is up, guys? So the last tier list of my friends who could beat me in a 1v1 did very well amongst my friends, and it seemed other people that watched it and know us enjoyed it. So I decided to follow Madison's advice and do a search and destroy tier list. 1v1 search and destroy. This is very different than a free-for-all because it comes down to more than just gun skill. There's strategy, there's COD timing, which helps out both sides. There's map knowledge, experience, all that different stuff that plays into it now. And remember, it seems like I'm being serious, but guys, especially my friends watching this, this is messing around. I'm not super serious about this. I love all of you. I think you're all amazing at COD. Let's do this. Also, due to the last video, I'm going to try to do a series where I 1v1 each of these people, and I'm going to upload the 1v1, and we'll see how it turns out. For those that are willing to 1v1, we'll just do it like that. So on and so forth, and then maybe we'll go to search and destroy 1v1s next after that. But without further ado, this is search and destroy 1v1. How many rounds do they win off of me? Isaac immediately, I want to say 1 to 2 rounds. He could potentially 2 to 3 because I think he's very sneaky and he's very clever. So I'm going to put him in the 2 to 3 ballpark. He's very sneaky, very clever. It depends on the map too, because if it's a map where I can just hit a route really fast, I think that I could push him to 1 to 2 rounds. If I could just hit a route and there's a nice clean route between A and B on defense, and I get to just run back and forth and check, I might get better COD timing that way. Because I'm not sure how much he is going to push. He could be a little nervous and sit in a corner and catch me. So that's why I think 2 to 3 rounds. Gobes, 1 to 2. Gobes is a good COD player, and this is his best game. I said this in the last one, but search and destroy is not his mode. I will say that. Search and destroy is not his mode. I would say he wins 1 to 2 rounds at most. I could, depending on the map, hold him to 0. I could 6-0 him. Maybe. But 1 to 2. Charles, same thing, 1 to 2, because Charles is a better search and destroy player than Gobes. But my strategy, I don't know, because if we do end up playing a 1v1 search and destroy for the channel, I don't know if I want to say my strategy, but there's a strategy that I know of that I think I could mess with Charles. I think I could mess with him. And I think if it was just straight up and I didn't have that strategy, it's potentially 2 to 3 because he's just a little bit of a better search and destroy player. But remember, Gobes outranked him in the free-for-all. Charles outranks him in the search and destroy, I think. But because I think I can counter Charles pretty dang well, so I want to say that 1 to 2. Does that make sense? All right, Thad. This is tough, dude. In BO6 right now, I want to say 1 to 2, but he probably would 2 to 3. Because I think something like this would happen against Thad. I think I'd go up like 3-0 and he'd get ticked off. And either he would get 0 because he'd be full tilt, or he would try. If he got so mad that he's like, this is dumb, I'm done trying, then of course I'm going to beat him. But I think that he would take 2 to 3 rounds right now. Now, if he practices more and he gets back to that BO3, it's 4 rounds, if not maybe round 11. Round 11, anything could happen. It's like 50-50, right? But round 11 means we're tied 5-5. So, but I don't think he beats me right now. I want to say 2 to 3 if he sticks with it. Madison, we kind of talked about him last time. Right now on the sticks, 2 to 3. If he practiced 4, otherwise I think it's round 11. I don't think it's a surety in search and destroy like it is in the free-for-all. In the free-for-all, I think he would smoke me because straight-up gun skill. But when it comes to strategy, planting, so on and so forth, I really think it'd be round 11 more often than not. More often than not, I think it'd be round 11. Christian, 4 rounds. 4. He's a good search and destroy player. Once again, if he's not running a pistol, he's winning 1 to 2 rounds because I know exactly what I would do. If he's running a sniper and pistol and he's using the sniper, depending on the map, it could be 2 to 3 or 1 to 2. But if I lose 1 round to him sniping, I know exactly what to do, and that's the only round he's getting. Maybe he gets 2. But if he's reg gunning and he's running around, he's got ninja on and he's taking it serious, I think he gets 2 to 3 rounds on me. Maybe 4. Seriously. Because I think he's a little grimy. But I think 2 to 3. Average. Like, average it out. You know what I mean? If he's not taking it serious, it's 1 to 2. If he's super, super try-hard and in flow state, warmed up, 4. But I think on average, 2 to 3 rounds. Nick, probably 0 or 1 to 2. Oh, also, I think Christian is probably at the top of the 2 to 3. So I think in this order, I think Christian, 2 to 3 rounds, but he's the best out of those 3. For Search and Destroy, then Thad, then Isaac. Nick, probably 0 rounds. He doesn't play. He doesn't know the maps. He doesn't know. I mean, you don't know. He doesn't play Search. I love you, Nick. I hope you know that. If you're watching this, I hope you know that I love you, because I really do. Bennett. This is where it gets interesting, because the last time I played S&D against Bennett, he cooked me. Now, we ended up taking the series. He shot bodies. I got tilted, yada, yada, yada. And then some unspeakable things happened later during gunfight. But beside the point, if we're doing a 1v1 Search and Destroy, I think it's 4 rounds. I think it's 4 rounds. I think if I'm trying and he's trying and it's a 1v1, depends on the map. I don't want to disrespect him, though. I really think round 11 might be his thing. And right now, he's definitely above Madison. He's definitely above Madison. That's the thing, is Madison doesn't even touch the game, and I think he could round 11 me. Maybe 4. But Bennett, that's tough. It's really tough to say. If he's taking it serious, man, I'll be honest, guys. I'm not very good at Search and Destroy in this game. All the past CODs, I was really good at Search and Destroy. I don't think there's a single COD in the past that I was bad at Search and Destroy. But this game, for some reason, because this game seems like you get COD timing more than any other COD I've ever played. And Search and Destroy just seems way more fluky on BO6. And I'm not very good at it. I'm just not. So maybe round 11 versus Bennett. He gets more COD timing than I give him credit for, maybe. But this is the definitive list right here. I'm going to put Madison in 4 for my own sake, and that way Bennett can feel better. But I think this is actually a really good list. The only reason why Charles and Gobes are not like legit 2 to 3 and 4 is because their strategy and skills in Search and Destroy. Charles is above Gobes. I think Charles could be at the bottom end of 2 to 3, actually. But I just think that my strategy that I have in mind, I don't know if he could beat me. I think that I could out-strategy him. And it has nothing to do with his skill. It just has to do with strategy. That's it. I'm not calling him dumb either. I just think I have his kryptonite. And I know exactly what it is. I definitely know what it is. Now, here's the thing. The reason why that strategy isn't 0 rounds is because I think after like 3-4 rounds, he figures it out, and I'm going to have to be extra cautious on the strategy and try not to get caught. Does that make sense? Anyway, I love you guys. I really want to 1v1 all of you on this list. Free-for-all and Search and Destroy, and we'll see what happens. Yeah. I almost did a tier list of all of everybody's just general skill, including myself, general skill on a tier list, but I think it got a little too hairy, and I don't want to offend anybody. Hopefully everybody knows this is just for fun. This is jokes. This isn't necessarily serious. I'm not doing this to make myself feel better. I'm just doing this for fun because it seemed like good content, and the first video did so good. So stir it up, baby. We'll catch y'all later. Peace. I love you. God bless.